I know that you're as bored as I am with what's currently available online. Sure, running the same raids every week, logging in to do the same dailies, that has all but become routine, and you're looking for something new to enjoy, whether it's for a week or a month, and that's where I come in. This is a new monthly series where I discuss every MMO releasing and what form that release takes. If you enjoyed this series, make sure to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification because YouTube told me that if you don't, well, you'll probably still be looking for a new MMO next month. Oh, and make sure to check out the last episode in this series at the end of the video. Before we discuss every new MMO release in November, I do want to thank all of our incredible patrons over on Patreon. You guys do not need to support MMORPGs and I, but you still choose to, and trust me, it is appreciated beyond anything that I can convey verbally. You guys are incredible. Also, if you have a moment, go ahead and follow MMORPGs and I over on Twitter. Now, let's go ahead and jump right in and see if we can't find something for you to waste time in next month. Aether Story is a brand new classic MMORPG taking inspiration from JRPGs and combining it with aspects of the MMORPG genre to make what could be a very fun, very niche indie MMO. I know you guys aren't all fans of pixel games or pixel graphics, but there's definitely a market for it. Aether Story recently went into open alpha testing and will be running the alpha for a period of time in the month of November. Much like older JRPGs and more specifically older MMOs like Granado Espada, Wonderland Online, and Atlantica Online, Aether Story features a turn-based combat system, meaning that you'll be able to either seek out or entirely avoid engaging enemies in combat. Supposedly positioning matters, taking cover behind tankier, more powerful allies, or utilizing special attacks. They promise a lot, but so do a lot of indie game devs. There will be functional dungeons, quests, pets, skill progression, professions, and an original soundtrack composed exclusively for Aether Story. Eternal Kingdom Battle Peak is a Japanese MMORPG developed and published by the legendary studio Asabimo, who have been responsible for some of the biggest Japanese hits of the last 2 decades. Uruna Online, Avabel Online, Torum Online, and more recently Alchemia Story, all MMOs that I'm sure you've either heard of or played at one point in your life. Asabimo MMOs are very high quality mobile MMOs. At times they don't look or even feel like a mobile title, although they have recently been porting those mobile MMOs over to PC, and within the last year have released a fully cross-platform MMORPG called Eternal Kingdom Battle Peak. Eternal Kingdom actually released on PC in August, and I did cover the game back during its initial launch phase, but it released onto the PS4 and the PS5 as of the last 24 hours worldwide, or at least that was their plan. Majority of players around the world have confirmed that the game still isn't accessible to them. The game will also be releasing onto Steam sometime in November, or should be, given the setbacks and issues they've run into with regards to their console release. That might be less of a possibility and more of a hope. Eternal Kingdom is an open world PvPvE MMO. People can attack you out in the world and there's really nothing you can do about it other than fight back or run. And I know that doesn't necessarily appeal to the vast majority of you if Allion and Swords of Legends Online are anything to go off of. TRAHA Global is a realm vs. realm Korean MMORPG based on the confrontation between 2 major factions launching globally, which I know the title totally spoiled that surprise, on November 1st, 2022. TRAHA is going to be available fully cross-platform on PC via Steam and Android and iOS devices, much like Tower of Fantasy, Ni no Kuni Crossworlds, and Diablo Immortal. TRAHA is set in a large open world. According to the Steam page, it has the highest quality graphics available for Unreal Engine 4. Thankfully, I'm not recording facecam with this because it was difficult to say that with a straight face. The game makes use of a faction warfare system, kind of like the Horde and the Alliance. Players will find themselves engaging in combat with the opposing faction in battlegrounds and potentially open world PvP. With a variety of classes, raids, and dungeons, TRAHA could be the breakout cross-platform MMO of the year. but it won't be. I've seen gameplay, and it's like every other autoplay mobile MMO with a poor quality PC port. And I know I'm painting a target on my back for White Knights of the game, but what are you gonna do? Unfortunately, I'm honest when discussing games. Now do note, MRSSSTIX and I will actually play this on stream the day it launches. So if you're curious about whether or not it's worth playing, then I urge you to come on over and join us. New World just rolled out their first large-scale expansion titled Brimstone Sands that increased concurrent player numbers by tens of thousands. And that is only the beginning, as November 2nd marks the beginning of their new Fresh Start experience. New Fresh Start servers are going to be opening, providing players completely fresh servers to play on, leveling and experiencing the new overhauled game from the beginning. They're going to be opening servers in 4 separate waves. Wave 1 at 4 p.m., Wave 2 at 5 p.m., Wave 3 at 6 p.m., and Wave 4 at 7 p.m. Each wave will feature a number of servers, Wave 1 with Central Europe, South America, and both East and West Coast for the US. Wave 2 will feature Central Europe and an East Coast server. Wave 3 will feature the same, and Wave 4 will feature the same as Wave 1 with the addition of a new Australian server. Players have been eagerly awaiting the opening of these Fresh Start servers, containing their excitement for the Brimstone Sands expansion. And in just a couple days, they'll be able to experience everything. The new overhauled leveling experience, and all the new content that accompanied it. If Bless Online, Bless Unleashed, and Bless Mobile all launching and shutting down within the span of a year of their launch were not enough to convince you to stay away, then surely Bless Global will, right? Bless Global is, according to the official website, the first AAA budget GameFi MMORPG, and has since amassed almost 1.1 million pre-registered players as of October 29, 2022, with a confirmed global closed beta test taking place at a yet undisclosed time in November. Bless Global marks the intellectual property's first step into the play-to-earn space because, previous incarnations of the game found it really difficult maintaining long-term interest. Thus, allowing you to make money while playing is the next logical step. According to news websites, the Bless franchise has a good reputation and high expectations from players, which is actually hilarious to hear. The intellectual property has also supposedly been a global hit as one of the best Korean franchises on every major platform. Bless Global is supposed to be a retelling of the original Bless Online PC MMO, but with epic storytelling and console-level graphics. If you're watching gameplay in the background right now, then I'm sure you're aware that just isn't true by any stretch of the imagination. These devs are delusional, but at the same time, I know there were actually thousands of players that did in fact enjoy Bless Unleashed, so you know what, they might enjoy this as well. World of Warcraft is easily one of the 2 largest MMORPGs to have ever released, and it is back, ready to reclaim the crown as the #1 most played MMORPG in 2022, absolutely decimating any and all of its competition. World of Warcraft's latest expansion, Dragonflight, is releasing on November 28, 2022, and will feature brand new classes, a brand new race, whole new regions, overhauled systems, and a continued expansion of the story. MRSSSTIX and I have recently started playing WoW again, readying ourselves for our inevitable journey into Dragonflight, and we could not be more excited. WoW is one of the highest quality tab target MMOs available right now, but also suffers from severe narrative bloating, fluff, convoluted systems, and an entire disconnection between expansions, making it one of the most fun MMOs for those of us that have an understanding of it, but unrewarding and confusing for new players that don't. Regardless, it looks like players are generally excited for Dragonflight as reviews have been very positive. Well, mostly positive. Hopefully Dragonflight can be the next Legion and fix what Shadowlands did incorrectly. We need another hit. Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, and Legion were the only exceptional standout expansions, with Mists of Pandaria being a solid expansion in its own right, but had 18 months of Siege of Orgrimmar? And that is every MMO related release that I am aware is happening in the month of November 2022. If none of these are of interest to you, however, no problem. Try checking out one of these two videos on screen right now. One detailing the most played MMOs currently in 2022, and the other detailing the MMOs that came out last month. Both very important if you're looking for something new to play.